Welcome back to Expansive. My name is Ray Wilmot. I'm the editor and owner of Expansive, and this is Luftrausers from Vlambeer. We're just going to show you a little bit of gameplay before we start getting into the deeper overview of the game, just so you can get a feel for how this plays and how it looks, and just so you can just sort of see how crazy things can get. As you can see, Vlambeer are back with another arcade hit that is sure to steal your soul and force you to soak up your pride. With hits like Ridiculous Fishing and Super Crate Box already under their belt, these guys have a reputation to keep. Originally based on a Flash game put together in 2 days, Vlambeer have now gone the extra mile with Luftrausers, spending over 2 years bringing it to PC, PlayStation 3 and PlayStation Vita. In case you never actually experienced the original Flash phenomenon, the aim is to pilot a plane while trying to survive as long as possible against an onslaught of fighter pilots, submarines, battleships and even blimps. The idea is to score the most amount of points possible, complete particular objectives, level up and then advance to the next stage. But the simplicity ends there. Where Luftrauser was a simple Flash game with that exact premise, Vlambeer have gone much deeper and redesigned the experience from the ground up. The first thing that might strike you about Luftrausers that's different is that it doesn't have a traditional menu screen, rather an innovative hub that lets you access everything easily with the tap of an arrow key. You can just press up and you can launch straight into battle, or if you press down you'll enter a hangar. Within the hangar you can completely customize your ship. The waves of enemies will also change depending on the loadout you go along with, as will the level conditions at the bottom of the screen. Completing each of those objectives will boost your score and also push you closer to the next level, giving you additional experience points. And while you continue to fight enemies and beat them, the game will build up multipliers for everything you kill, and when you get a max multiplier, naturally your score increases become bigger and better. Using this tumbler I can change up my weapons, whether I want to use an all-penetrating powerful laser, a 5-shot knockback, or even a standard peppering machine gun. I can also switch out the body of my vessel, giving it an all-rounded shell that's more durable and can take more damage, or even one that blows up like a nuclear bomb, wiping out everything on the screen. Finally, the engine can also be swapped out for features such as zero gravity, no water damage, and even faster speeds but with slower turning. Frankly, there are all sorts of combinations to be made here, and you'll need to keep choosing different setups in order to measure your success. Different things work for different people. The hub also shows your last result, your best result, and the current mission conditions you'll be asked to complete each time around. There's also a full-blown stat screen that shows you how well you've gotten on, what type of enemies you've beaten, and how long you've been playing the game for. You can even see your current leaderboard stats, the best global players, and the direct opponents and how much more you need to beat them. As you can see, the game is a ridiculously addictive affair. Attack everything in sight with your weapon of choice, but if you come under fire and you're still shooting, your health will not recharge. In Luftrausers, it's sensible to pick your spots. If you're getting shot at and are on the brink of death, fly away, skirt around, and then come back for more when you're charged up and ready for battle. Eventually you'll come to learn that certain weapons are best served to kill certain enemies. Lasers, for example, will eat through the defences of a boat much easier than anything else, but you'll need to rely on fighters coming at you in a long line or as part of a fleet in order to maximise the usage of the laser. Meanwhile, the homing missiles are great if you want to put distance between yourself and your opponents and still keep racking up the points. The standard machine gun, of course, is perfect for fighting fleets at one time. And the same applies to every other part of your vessel. Where no damage in the water will obviously better place you to fight ships, faster speeds mean you can get away from ace pilots or violent battleship fire, leaving your enemies behind in a trail of smoke. Naturally, the body shell also works in similar ways. Luftrausers really rewards strategy as well as competency at play, but it can still be enjoyed by anyone. While most games today have leaderboards, it's games like this that really make you want to come back and best yourself and those around you, and in fact you won't stop playing until you've done precisely that. Luftrausers is amazing fun. You'll think you'll be ready to stop playing, but then suddenly you'll advance a new level or unlock a cool new toy, and then you're 5 or 6 rounds later and you're still at it. The unique 5-colour palette instantly makes the game stand out in its own distinct way, but it's the subtleties in Luftrausers that really bring it to life. When you fly close to the sea, waves of water will come up to greet you, or when your plane is on fire, pillars of smoke will engulf the skies as the screen turns white and clamps down around you. The game plays like a dream though, although there are a few stutters in frame rate here and there when the action gets a little too hot and heavy. Also, you'll sometimes find the plane will get stuck on a boat or on a flying vessel if it dips in the water or if it hangs around in the clouds too much. This makes it harder to pull away, and this also creates some slowdown. On the whole, however, Vlambeer have released a ridiculously complete, well-honed and crafted game. If you thought the original Flash game was great, you've seen nothing yet. This is a fully fleshed out, well-developed, high-end independent game that absolutely re-emphasises Vlambeer's complete understanding of what makes a fantastic game. This is more than just an update, it's essential. So some areas for development. There are some frame rate hiccups when the action gets a bit frantic, and the plane does sometimes get caught. But other than that, we have nothing but good things to say about Luftrausers. It's value for money, it's technically brilliant, and it's entertaining to the last. Vlambeer strike again. Do they know how to make a dud? Certainly doesn't seem that way. So in our final analysis, we give the technical competency again of 9 out of 10. The graphic and the sound quality a 9 out of 10, the network stability where you're looking at the leaderboards and the stats, a full 10 out of 10, overall a 9.5 out of 10. Please note the expansive review policy. These grades assess our playthrough, taking into consideration how many, if any, bugs were encountered, whether there are any interruptions in gameplay, and the product's final technical state. These scores, coupled with the final analysis and areas for development, are suggestions for future patches and updates which the developers could, and in our opinion should, explore. These scores are separate to our DLC expansion reviews, but they do link into our patch and firmware reviews. These scores are not designed as a grading system to determine the entertainment value of a product and should not be treated as such. However, as you can see from this video, the game is very, very, very entertaining and addictive. We'll leave you with a bit more footage of the game, but thank you for listening. This is Ray Wilmot from Expansive. We'll see you next time. Welcome back to Expansive. My name is Ray Wilmot. I'm the editor and owner of Expansive, and this is Luftrausers from Vlambeer. We're just going to show you a little bit of gameplay before we start getting into the deeper overview of the game, just so you can get a feel for how this plays and how it looks, and just so you can just sort of see how crazy things can